Yep. The intro song gets me every doggone time. I'm telling you. What up, y'all? Y'all good? Y'all straight? How y'all living? Great. Awesome. That's amazing. Welcome to another episode of One Being Brave. We're on episode 3. Come on. We in there like swimwear. All right. So for the newcomers, thank you so much for tuning in. For the old timers, what up, y'all? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Uh-huh. Yep. Welcome to another episode of One Being Brave. You already know, y'all know how we get down. This episode about to be too on point because I already talked to my guest backstage. We're friends already. It just is what it is. I'm your host, Domo Jones, and y'all know I don't like sharing this part, but I'm gonna share it because I was told. I am a disability confidence coach. I am an author. I have businesses on the side, but we're not talking about me. All right, so let's get into the house rules. Okay, house rule number 1 is no profanity on this show. There's so many words we can use. Y'all know we about. Yep, y'all know we about to use them. Y'all know we about to use them. What's in the dictionary? A grip of words. Yep. So we're gonna use those. Also, we do no bashing of gender, race, religion, or politics. Now, y'all know we kinfolk, right? Like we family. Auntie, yep. I need that sweet potato pie recipe. Unc, let's play dominoes. Let's play bones. Okay. So I can get that W real quick. You know how we get down. Also, this show is about the disabled community and those that have medical conditions. The show brings light, awareness, information, all that jazz about people that have disabilities or medical conditions and those that are essential caregivers, giving them the platform to share their story of how they break the stigma beyond their condition. We out here. I'm telling y'all this, and I'm going to say it every episode because I need y'all to catch it. Get you one of us in your circle. We're okay because we're actually like pretty dope people. I'm just saying, we're like really dope. Don't get me in your circle because I have a circle, but get you one of us, get you one of the people that are disabled, get you one of us in your circle. We have a lot. There's a lot that comes with it. Grandma, hi, love you. Next, okay, so the other house rule is we do talk about Jesus Christ on this show. That ain't gonna change. I mean, he the main thing. So we about to keep him the main thing. Is all I'm saying. That's my dog, and that should be yours too. Last thing. Are y'all ready? Y'all got your get in? Cool. Okay, so here's the thing. This show is the very first show that has American Music. Love you. This show is the very first show that has a hostess with a disability that only has guests with disabilities or medical conditions. Lady O, Tyler Perry, y'all know I'm coming. I'm coming to the house. I'm going to go by Lady O's house first, and then I'm going to swing across the street. Tyler Perry, just keep the door unlocked. If it's late, it's cool. I ain't going to make a lot of noise, but we come to the house because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Just all I'm asking, like, I don't even want a lot. It could even be at the 99-cent store. Just give me a pack of, what I want a pack of? A pack of fruit snacks. It could be 2 or 3, 2 or 12, whatever. I ain't trying to tell you how to spend your money. And then also, I just would like a little can of Arizona. That's it. I mean, that's it. That's all I'm asking. It's real simple. Just know I'm coming to the house. We'll leave the light on for you at a core hotel. You feel me? Cool. Now that we got that out the way, let's get it. All right. So y'all know we got a new segment on this season. And I know it this time, Gabe. The first one is Braveheart. What's the Braveheart for today? The Braveheart for today is at 52 Charlie. Her medical condition is she has cerebral palsy. Gabe, can you take off the title? Okay, so I love this picture first of all because for those that don't know what she has on her leg, that's called an AFO. And I had an AFO, but right now I have Richie braces. So the dope thing about this picture is for those that wear AFOs or Richie braces, Vans and um Dunks are the greatest shoes to wear for braces because they're wide. They're wide, and that's what we need. So if you wear Richie braces or AFOs, please hop on over to the Vans and to the Nike Dunks and run up on them because they will save your life. They are the greatest shoes. I wear Richie braces and all my shoes are Dunks because they're comfortable. So shout out to Van and shout out to 52 Charlie. Yo, you're dope, bro. Uh, Now let's get into the more you know. All right, so wait, is that the segment called The More You Know? I feel like it is. It is. Let's go. All right, doctor, don't confuse your Google search with my 6 years at medical school. Patient, well, listen here. Don't confuse the 1 hour lecture you had on my condition with my 20 years of living with it. Okay, because I chose this one because this is the realest statement ever, bro. What I don't understand and what confuses me the most is when doctors try to tell you how you're supposed to be handled and how you're supposed to be feeling. You studied this. I'm in this joint. Like, I live with this daily. I'm really low key. We're really here to confirm what I'm dealing with. I'm not really here so you can solidify how I'm supposed to be feeling because I know how I'm supposed to be feeling and I know what it feels like. I live with it every day. Doc, hear me out. Listen to what we got. That's what I'm saying. We've done our research. Here's the dope thing. We've done our research already. But we have to come to you to confirm. Not to tell us how we supposed to feel. What? Where did you do that at? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't confuse the two. We're low-key professionals, is what I'm saying. Don't confuse your research to lifestyle, is all I'm saying. All right, so before I bring my guest up, I want to address two things. First thing is, I've gotten asked quite a few times, is this on my jury? Okay, so like, let me explain. It could be if you wanted to. I'm really trying to deflect the question, but I'm answering it. Okay, so it's not all my jury, but it is the majority of my jury. I do have a lot of jury. And this is some of it, but I like jury. So yeah, it's a lot of my jury, but okay, yeah. But oh gosh, I like jury, guys. Like okay, let me tell you where it stemmed from. It stemmed from my grandmother. She used to make jewelry. So when I was younger, you already know, I used to dig in her little pile of jewelry. And then when she passed, I was able to get a lot of her jewelry. So adding on to the jewelry I already had, then I'm adding on her. I mean, it's like an overflow. We're just gonna say I'm overflowing with abundance of jewelry. Isn't that like a blessing? Yeah. Okay, we're not about to talk about that no more. We're not about to talk about that. We're not about to talk about that no more. Okay, next. So, um, I want to pray for, and I want everyone to pray for my friend, Brittany. She just lost her mother last night, and for those that have lost their mother, especially when you're the only child, that is a hard thing to cope with. So hey Ju, if you know her, if you don't know her, prayer has no restriction. It has no hey mom Sonia. It has no restriction. It has no none of that. So just shout her name out. Brittany, we're praying for you. We love you. Prayers up, strong. Keep her in your prayers. Her name is Brittany. All right. Brittany, if you're seeing this, if you're seeing it later, if somebody told you, just know you got people praying for you, praying for your strength, and we love you. We love you, baby. Tanya, love you. And thank you to everyone that is saying that they're praying for her. I really appreciate that. Because this is a hard time. All right, so now that we got that out the way, we about to bring up our guest. So y'all know how I get down on the show, right? My guest, I literally just met him. I swooped in his DMs and I was like, bro, you want to be a guest on the show? He said, yeah, let's get it. And I'm like, okay, we in there. Like we got. You feel me? Um, so I met him about 15 minutes before the show. He's a super dope dude. And we was already chatting it up backstage. So we about to finish this conversation on the live. Roy, bring your in here, boy. What
Hello.
I do?
Hi, hi. How are you?
That wait, Roy. How you gonna introduce yourself so solemn
What
and
do
so
you mean?
calm?
I don't know. I just trying to be as chill as possible. I really love the production here. Like y'all are like A1.
Hey, thank you.
Definitely a professional setup. It's really good. The producer, Gabe, shout out to Gabe. He's
Shout out
awesome.
to Gabe.
I
Thank you. I
love the
definitely
pictures.
appreciate
I love all of the visuals and the sounds and everything. Like y'all are doing it.
Thank you. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate
Also, I wanted to point out we're kind of matching a little bit,
it.
right?
Okay.
Did you notice that? Like,
I
I
did.
didn't want to like bring it up before because
Yo,
I feel like it's a really good topic of conversation. Like, we're really like vibing right now. It's
we vibe.
100%.
It's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Hello, hi, how are you,
It's
Julie?
a whole vibe. Love you, Ju. Thank you for being a guest on the show. Thank you for answering a stranger's call. I
Oh,
appreciate that.
good.
I appreciate that. So for the people in the back, tell us where you're from and the name of your medical condition or disability.
Okay, so I am from New York, Brooklyn. What a weird way to say that. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I have Upper Amelia. What is it? Wait, it's like I'm totally drawing a blank right
No,
now.
it's cool. It's cool.
Um, Upper Amelia. Darn it, I totally forgot what it was. But basically, what it means is the name that it has is just referring to me not having arms. I also have my femurs are not developed, but that's not a part of the same thing. It's like a completely
Hmm.
different thing. So uh yeah, so I have undeveloped femurs and I was born without any upper extremities.
Okay, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna dive into it because I think this is very interesting.
Sure.
Um, so when your mom was pregnant, did she know that you were going to be developed without any arms?
This is like a really funny story, actually. Um, no, she didn't.
Really?
They did though.
Okay.
They absolutely did. There was a snafu, if you will, during the ultrasound process,
Mm,
and I guess the ultrasound technician, I don't know what it was, if it was negligence or if it was just like some weird way to not like spook my mom. You know what
mhm.
I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
so they basically just showed her parts of the ultrasound, I think, and then not like all of the like important parts.
Right.
Basically, like led up. So essentially, I was definitely me having no arms was a surprise, 100%. And
Really?
yeah, it was really really crazy. Shout out to Brooklyn Hospital, y'all are great. Appreciate you. I don't know if maybe that person remembers me. Maybe they're watching this right now. And they're like, oh yeah, I definitely did do that.
Right, right, right. Look at me now. You feel me?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys.
Man, so when, if you can remember, when your mom finally came to the realization that you didn't have any arms,
Yeah.
what was that like for her?
So so I was a C-section, so my mom was like heavily like anesthetized.
Okay.
And so, like, as they do when a child is born, they throw the baby right onto the mom. And when she saw me, she realized, right?
Yeah.
She always tells me that she just kept saying that, oh, that's my son, that's my son. Like, that's what she kept saying, like, the entire time. Like, she doesn't care. Like, she would
Hmm.
cry, and the whole time she was just like holding me and just saying, repeating over and over again that that's my son. So
Yeah,
um surprised, yeah, 100%, but like, no, didn't waver at all in her like understanding of what her role was in,
that's good.
like, for the rest of her life and my life going
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. That
Exactly.
okay, a mother's love. That's for real, for real. Man, so for you, what was it like growing up without arms? Because I mean, I can only imagine. I I got issues with my legs,
Yeah.
but I still have my legs.
Yeah.
So for you, what was it like? How did you have to learn how to live life without arms?
Um, that is a question I get a lot. So, I feel like my answer is a little bit scripted at this point. So like I said, right, my mom was amazing. She
Hmm.
never really, she never really like shied away from putting me out there. You know what I mean? To like figure stuff out.
Right.
So I would she would just basically just leave me to my own devices, right? And just like, I went to school and everything, and you learn to read and you learn to write in
Hmm.
school, and basically things that you would do with your arms, I would just do with my feet, right? So
Oh, okay.
I also went to a school for people with disabilities, so it was like, so like that part of like teaching kids with like adaptive like issues and things like that.
Hmm.
That thankfully I went to that school because I was able to like learn things really, really fast, like how to write and things like
Yeah.
that. Also occupational therapy at that school would like, teach you things like, oh, well, one day you're gonna have to get dressed on your own and stuff, and
Right.
you're gonna have to like button buttons and zip
Yeah.
pants and stuff like that, right? So it's like they teach you things like that, like on a day-to-day basis, basically, just sort of working on your motor skills because
Hmm.
that like extra work. So um I think it's kind of the same like with anyone with a disability, right? It's like you just learn to adapt. Right? If
Right.
your parents were good enough, right, to like, care about you enough to like put you out into the world and like learn things on your own. I feel like a lot of people who have parents, like people with disabilities, their parents, they shelter them a little bit.
Hmm.
It's like a detriment to like their growth in the outside world because they get out of high school and then it's like, what do I do now? Right?
Right.
Like I've just been like babied my whole life and now it's just like I'm 18 and I kind of want to do stuff, but I have no confidence because my my family kind of, they were afraid, right? And that's
Right.
fine, right? Because obviously they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know how the world is going to like react to a person
Right.
like us, right? So like in a way it's definitely like a protection thing, but
Hmm.
in my opinion I feel like, there's better ways to do that, right? You can
Yes,
protect
hands down.
way
Hands
better.
down. I and it's funny that you said that because my very first episode I had my mom on, and we were just talking about independency and how she didn't let the world kind of confine me from learning how to live life
Yeah.
with a disability,
Yeah.
and the independence and how needed and necessary it is because we live in a real world,
Mhm.
and all the time people aren't going to be there, so we
Yeah.
have to learn the independency of doing things ourselves and not really doing it their way but doing it to accommodate us,
Yeah.
however it works for us. um Learning how, or our parents teaching us how it works for us, so that's dope that you said that.
Yeah, it's just, I guess that's like a parent's job, right? And I guess that becomes a little bit harder when you have a kid who has a disability, but
Hmm.
it's just like that bravery, right? It's like I said, my mom's been very like courageous and brave, and she's just like, all right, like I guess she might have like seen something right in me that it's like, oh, he's just like a regular kid and he just
Right.
has arms. So it's like I'm just gonna let him be a regular kid.
Right. Very true.
Kind of like to the point where like she let me do whatever I want though. Like it was like I didn't really have like a curfew or anything like that. Like me and my
Oh,
brother were raised very differently. It's like that whole glass child thing that you hear about also,
yeah.
right? It's like I wasn't really babied and I wasn't like preferred or anything. I just would not really get in trouble like my brother would get in trouble. Like we would do like some of the same kind of stuff, like crazy stuff, teenage
Uh-huh.
adolescent stuff. I probably would go on record that I've done worse stuff than my brother, but like he would get in trouble way
You,
worse.
you,
He would get it way worse, way, way worse.
you know that's so funny because I feel like in a sense because we do have disabilities, we already dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like the chastisement that we should get from an able-bodied sibling, they're just like, they already dealing with stuff. Like,
Oh no, no, we fought a lot. We fought a lot. No, it was not like that at all. He was not happy about it. We fought a
no,
lot.
I'm talking about the parent, not the
Oh,
sibling.
yeah. So the way that I kind of look at it, right, is like in her head, right? Was she think like when I was born, was she like, is he gonna get in trouble? Is he gonna do all these things that like
Right.
so like when I did get in trouble, right? It's like a weird feeling where she's like kind of happy about it. You know what I
Like
mean?
you are regular.
Right? Because it's like normal, right? So it's like, oh, so he's just like living a normal life.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Trouble because my mom was like, well, I'm just happy he's living a normal life, so I'm not gonna really like stress about it too much because
right.
he's just a teenager. I was always able to get myself out of like trouble too. Like if I was in
Mhm.
like too much trouble, I would always be able to get myself out of trouble.
That's
Basically, like if I just got bored of the thing that I was doing, or if it was just like, okay, this is getting kind of dangerous,
yeah,
probably see myself out.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's like the hardest part that you had to learn or do without having arms?
Driving.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it because just the fact that y'all did y'all hear that? He said driving. He's driving, guys. Come on. Okay, let's talk about it. So what we just gotta start from the top. Like, how was your very first time behind the wheel?
A little nerve wracking.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It it looks very easy, right? And when you're a kid, you kind of like, you get on like a parent's like lap, and then you like do the steering wheel and stuff, and you don't really appreciate the amount of hand-eye coordination that is needed
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say a lot of things like hand-eye, blah blah blah, walking. I just like to use these colloquialisms. I know a lot of people in the disability community like to like be specific about these things, but it's okay. This is what I'm gonna say.
Right. That's how you talk.
Just before anyone like says, "Oh, hand-eye," like no, okay, stop. It's a common colloquialism. Relax.
Right.
But so yeah, it's just like you don't really like steering is like one thing, right? But then it's like you have to hold the brake and then you have to hit the gas and then you have to do all of these things all kind of at the same time,
Yes.
right? So it was definitely you know, a little bit getting used to. My first 3, 4 times were kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not a lot of like, braking and stopping, those kind of things. Just like taking turns too early, being a little nervous during like if there's like a really big intersection, is like sometimes I'll stay too long in the middle of the
Yeah.
intersection because I'm like, I don't know what to do. But like maybe my fifth or sixth time after, I started like getting a lot more comfortable and it started to get a lot easier. But so like usually when I do things, right, like it's like one time, right? And
Mm-hmm.
like I just learn it and then that's it. Right. Brushing my teeth, getting myself ready, taking a shower, those things.
Mm-hmm.
Like when as soon as I learned it, like as soon as I started doing it, I learned it on my own, right? There was no learning curve,
Right.
right? But with this was absolutely a learning curve. There was a lot. There was like, and I wasn't really used to it, so I was kind of like becoming discouraged.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like, because like usually things come very, very easy to me, like when it comes to things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting very discouraged and thinking like I just kept asking my mom, I was like, do you think I'll ever get better? Like, do you think I'll ever like Like, you think will actually come to fruition? She's like, bro, you have been driving 3 days now. Like, relax.
Hold on.
Don't worry about it. This. Everyone goes through this. And
Yes,
then like I would
that's
ask questions to like a lot of my friends who drive and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, bro, don't worry about it. You fine. You good."
right. Yeah, I get that because we catch on our way quick, and then when it's not caught on the time
Yeah.
limit we expect, we like, well, can I do it?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
don't know.
Yeah. But like after like my fifth, sixth time, I started to get a lot more comfortable, and
Yeah.
I was whipping it.
Okay, so for you, like, what does a car look like for you? Because I know you're not able to like do everything. So what is a car for you driving? What does that look like?
It's pretty standard actually. So the only there are only two adaptations in the car that I'm learning to drive in right now,
Hmm.
and that is a a lever, right, that I reach with my left foot, and it's like a simple machine.
Yeah.
You can like take it out. You can put it in and take it out. You don't have to. It's like really. It's I don't think it's a very expensive um, adaptation to put onto your car.
Hmm.
So basically, it's just like a lever that you push down for gas and then you push forward for brake. That's it, and then it's removable in case like you want somebody else to drive your car or
Right.
that. And on the steering wheel is just like a little handle to like
Oh, that's how you
give me a
okay.
better grip. Yeah. So
That's
um,
cool. That's
yeah,
so dope.
and then there are like longer like switches for the turn signals and things like that.
Hmm.
Like extend out past the steering wheel, so it's like a little easier for me to reach.
So okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you want, yeah,
So
that's kind of dope. I low key want to see how it looks because it's just very interesting that we have no limitations. Like if we want to do it, there we can do it. Like
absolutely.
just the fact that you just literally said I drive, and just by looking at you, a lot of people that are able bodies like, well, how?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it happens all the time, and
That's
that's
so
why I post videos of it.
right. Yeah, and I'm seeing your videos, and I'm like, dang, bro, like he really out here
Yeah,
driving in a mug. Like I'm
yeah.
gonna ask him, can he go to 7-Eleven real quick? Cause I need to.
I got you. I got you. What do you want? Some Nerds rope?
You already know.
Mountain Dew slushy.
You already know. That's
Yeah.
so dope, bro. So like, what is life like for you now that you're learning like all these things that you can do?
Um, I feel like liberating is a good word, right?
Hmm.
Um, it kind of broadens my horizons and like kind of expands my capabilities and like the goals that
Yeah.
I'm like able to reach.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just basically like, like you're like looking through the world through a keyhole and then you like open the door. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of
Like,
thing.
oh wow.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like, oh geez.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of like that. It's a little nerve-wracking, right? Because when you have more opportunities, there are a lot more when you have more opportunities to succeed, there are a lot more opportunities to fail,
Yeah.
right? And I also have like bipolar. So I get really, really like in my own head
Mm-hmm.
about failure and like sort of like what it means to be successful and stuff. So when I do have like when things are finally like brought like opportunities are brought to me, I kind of am like apprehensive to take them sometimes
Yeah.
because it's just like, oh, I don't want to fail. So
Yeah.
it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of in a way, where it's
I get that definitely because it's just like, can I can I do it?
yeah.
Like, am I even worthy of doing it? Like, and then it's like, well, why me?
No, exactly. 100%. It's
Yeah,
like
like why
why
me?
was
It's
it?
so many other people in the world. Like, why me?
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
I
I mean,
definitely understand that. I
um, but yeah, yeah, it's been like I said, liberating and kind of scary at the same time. But I am really excited. I am more excited than I am like sort of nervous about the sort of new opportunities that I'm like faced with.
Delving into it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. That's dope that you even have like the expectation of even just wanting to know what's like what's next. What can I do? I don't know, but let's just see. Let's just see. That's dope. What's something that people stereotype about you that's probably not even true? It could be about you, or it could be about your disability, living with your type of disability.
I mean, it's just like it's like a very like a face value thing, right? Like you see
Hmm.
someone who is like 4 feet, no arms, right? You're like, what can they do, right?
Right.
It's like it doesn't really go to a point where it's like, oh well, I don't think you can do this because you have no arms. Well, it's like, what can you actually do, right? Because
Hmm.
it's like you said, right? It's like it's even hard for you to imagine, like even though you have a disability, it's still
Right.
hard for you to imagine having no arms, right? And so like imagine how that's like how that is for a person who is completely able-bodied and able to do anything, right? So it's like people literally like will get out of their car if they see me lighting cigarettes like on the corner. Like they'll
Really?
literally get out of their car like, "Yo, bro, can I film you, bro? This is crazy. Oh my god, blah 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 blah." Yeah, it's a thing. So like people are very very enthusiastic about very simple things that I can do. So I don't know if anyone has like any like I've never heard of anyone say like, "Oh, well, you can't do this because you have no arms." People are just like really excited when they see me do really simple things.
That
Like
is so
it's
funny.
like paying for food, opening a door. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like people are just like jaw dropped. Like
That's
yeah,
crazy. I
don't
and
know.
I so understand that because even like with my have with my disability, like I wear braces, I wear leg braces, and my right side is weaker. But I drive, and people are so shocked, like, "Oh my gosh, like," and I'm just like, I'm not like this is not a magician. Like, why are
Oh,
you
bro,
so?
people ask me if it's legal for me to drive. Like somebody, I posted my video on TikTok, and then somebody hit me with a comment. They were like, "Is this even legal?" And I was a little bit, I guess I was like a little bit tooty about it. I was like, "Well, would I be doing it if it wasn't legal?"
I mean, like, make
And
it
then
make sense, duh.
they kind of got an attitude too. They were just like, "Well, I was just asking a question," and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "Well, you kind of have to. You can't be mad at me for being a little upset
You
because why
can't.
would I like?" It's just an obvious assumption. Why would I post anything of me doing any illegal activity? Like, why would anyone do that? I know people do it all the time, but it's like
But
don't do
the
it a
point,
lot. Like, not a lot of people do it, right? Most people are just posting regular
exactly.
things in their regular life, right? It's like, and this is also like the first video I ever posted on TikTok. So it's like, why would I draw so much attention to myself
It
if I was
doesn't make any sense.
illegal? Yeah, it didn't make sense. So
And
that's
that's one of the reasons why I created this show because I want and I need people to get accustomed to not what an able body looks like. I need people to see the diversity of what's around the world and what people um everyday people and those that look a little bit different than you look like. Get accustomed because we here.
mhm.
We here and we coming in strong low key.
Or high key.
High key. Come on, high key. We coming in strong.
No,
And I think it's
also,
very important for people not to be so shocked when they
yeah.
see somebody look a little different. We just a little different.
I mean, I don't mind the shocked, right? Because, like I said, right, there's a general consensus to how a person is supposed to look, right?
Hmm.
So when you see something that kind of flies in the face of that, it's just like a natural reaction, right? To be a little shocked, right? And it's
Hmm.
obviously like as people are more vocal and people are more sort of adamant and out there with their disabilities and like are actually, doing things and, are in the public eye, that will definitely like slow down. It won't be as
Hmm.
shocking for people. But I gotta tell people a lot of people with disabilities might get like offended and like, like quick to sort of like be argumentative in those situations.
Yeah.
It's like you said, right? It's like if I was upset at you for being like asking me, like, I can't imagine how it's like to have no arms. It's like it's literally for everyone. Like imagine, like when I do things, like if I swim or if I climb stairs or if I do things like these people just like it's like imagine if you saw someone like fly.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, imagine if you like you're doing something that in their head they did not think was possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like like imagine if you just saw someone just like in the middle of the street just start flying, right? Like you'd be amazed, right? You'd be
Yeah.
asking questions, you'd be, super curious. So it's like, you know, it definitely gets to a point where it like becomes disrespectful if you're like doing too much, right? With your questioning, you know?
Hmm.
But most of the time people aren't like that, right? People are just like very curious and they just want to be like they just want to know, you know.
It's a 50-50 because some are very inquiring, but some ask questions to where it's like demeaning.
You think it's 50-50? I
I
don't know
feel
if
like
it's 50-50.
sometimes
I don't know if that's 50-50. It's like
I feel like sometimes it's
80, it's like
50-50.
80-20.
80-20.
Yeah. No.
60-40.
You have to think about how many times do you interact with people throughout like a normal day, right? You interact with people a lot, right? And how many of those people are being disrespectful to you?
It's not even the fact of
Okay, like how many of those people, even that they ask you questions, like how many of them are asking like crazy over the line questions? It's not
most of them most of
what?
them most of them ask questions to where it's like you borderline trying to say like I feel like some of the questions are crossing the line in the sense of it's almost like, can you really do it? Like, is it really possible?
Mhm.
It's not really, I don't want to say it's I say it's demeaning because we're showing that we're doing it and then you're questioning that we're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you. I get
that
it.
that's the part, and it's not, I don't want to say it's disrespectful, it's demeaning because we're showing you how we're doing it. It may be different from how you expect it, but we're doing it,
Yeah,
and then you're questioning that we're doing it.
yeah. You still
That's what I
say
mean.
50? You still say 50-50 though?
60-40.
60-40? That's high.
80-20.
At 80-20. I feel like 80-20 is still
70-30.
pretty high. I feel like it's probably in the 5% range.
You
It
know what? It could be.
has to be,
It
right?
could be. It could be.
I don't know how old
But
you are, right?
I
I'm 30.
say that. I say that because every week I get people that have disabilities, so I hear the stories.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So
That's
like
why I'm like
magnified
it's
for you.
50-50.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't get it that much because I'm just confident in who I am.
This is what
I
I'm
don't
saying,
get it.
right? It's like when you sort of exude confidence, right? It doesn't really come like that.
Yes, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm speaking on behalf of people that I've interviewed and
yeah.
just the community, the disabled community in general.
I feel you.
There's a lot of people that come across that just are demeaning, and it kind of makes, for my guests, what I've experienced from them just talking to them, it makes them second guess themselves.
Mm. I mean, like I said, it's 80-20 for me, right? So like I've definitely had those experiences, right?
Yeah.
And truly these are questions that are asked when you're kind of like on a date or something
Hmm.
like that. Like if you're talking to like a a potential partner, right?
Right.
It's like there are certain questions that are asked in those sort of like scenarios where it can be a little like, why would you ask me that? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why would you even say that? It's like,
Yeah.
don't why would you say that? It's like why
Right.
would it's like you said, right? It's like why would I be wasting my time if I couldn't do that?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So like I mean I understand what you're saying. Like I
Yeah.
completely understand because I get that. I just don't think it's as frequent as 50-50. That's crazy. That's like half the time you talk to people, like they're being
I
demeaning to you.
I'm
That's
telling you,
crazy.
for you personally and for me personally, I don't get it as much, but because I've heard stories and I've done this. I've interviewed people for over 3 years.
Mm,
So I've heard a number like over 100 people that
yeah.
have disabilities, and I've heard their stories. And from my experience, just in the over 3 years, it's a 50-50.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to discount anyone's experience, so that's crazy.
Yeah. We
That's
got like we've come far, but we got a lot of work to do still. And
abs-
that's cool though.
Now you're right.
It's cool. We getting out there. Okay, so I definitely want to know what's coming up next for you. Like, what you getting into? Like,
Um,
what?
so right now I am working on a few projects. I am working on a clothing line. It's
What?
called Tri Syndicate, TRI Syndicate. I don't know how to spell syndicate. But I don't know if you can see that is one of my characters. It's a painting behind my head. That's
Okay.
the characters that I made. I didn't draw that. That's something that my dad drew for me. He's an artist, and
Oh, that's what's
he
up.
like put he was making his name is Michael Womble. Check him out. He's amazing. Hops Art on Instagram. He for my birthday, he like took a bunch of like art things that I was doing, and
Hmm.
then he was doing a collection where he would draw like Basquiat, he would draw Biggie Smalls, he would draw all these like famous people from New York
Oh, that's
on
what's up.
subway maps, and like he would put them on like the region that they were born in, right?
Wow.
So basically, what he did, the same thing kind of for me, but with my character,
Yeah.
put it on a subway map in like Brooklyn Hospital, like the region that I was born in. And then I also have like another robot character that I made that's in my closet. But
So,
the characters are going to be put on. Um, right now, I'm working with beanies, hoodies, t-shirts. It's all just like streetwear for now.
yeah, Shreya, that's what's up.
Would like to sort of like expand into like more high-end fashion uh,
Yeah.
down the line. So that's what I'm working on uh, in terms of that. I'm also gonna when all this driving stuff is settled, I would like to stream a sort of like cross country thing
Hmm.
where I drive from New York to California and back and hit a bunch of states. And basically, I'm just gonna do this on Twitch
Yeah.
and have people who just like have banter with people who are like watching, and then also like create polls and sort of like ask people like what's cool if you're from the state, like what's cool to do here, like what's the most dangerous thing to do here, like
Yeah.
what's the weirdest like attraction that y'all got over here, you know what I mean, like so that's another thing that's in the works. Hopefully within the next year I
That's
get that started. um I write movies, so
what?
I'm working on like a bunch of movies and like TV shows and stuff that are in the works. I
What type of movies you write? Like, what's the
There
genre?
are lots. I have so they kind of they kind of stem from like a comedic aspect mostly, but they branch out into being a little bit more serious.
Hmm.
I don't really like to talk about too much of my ideas
No,
because
it's cool. It's cool. It's
Um,
cool.
I
It's
gotta like
cool.
protect my IP, you know?
Right.
So, but yeah, I have some things in the works, TV shows, movies,
That's
documentaries,
what's up.
things like that.
Where can everybody find you?
Tricolor Jesus, TriColorJesus is my Instagram, and Roy W. Lantigua or Roy Wilfredo Lantigua. You can type any of those into Facebook and you can find me there.
Get write that down. Try color Jesus.
Yes.
At put that at sign in the front though.
Appreciate you.
So, oh yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
People can, so people. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh wow, thank you so much. Wow, that was great.
So
Yeah,
people
no
can know.
explanation though.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you as soon as we get off here because I want to see what you. I want to see what you're getting into.
Thank
That's
you.
all I
Thank you. I
say.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm already following you on Facebook. I gotta follow you everywhere now because we friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. The
Oh
more
yeah.
followers, the better. Like you can never have too many friends, right?
You can never have, and I got a New Yorker. I got a New
Exactly.
Yorker friend, even though you don't sound like you from New York all the time. But I got a
What
New
is that? I'm tired of hearing that. I promise I'm from New York. I promise. I just
Ah!
I like to
Yeah,
talk.
you definitely from New York because we before the show, y'all, we was talking about the weather.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
You over here talking about 15-degree weather. What?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like 2 days before Christmas, it was like 5 degrees and the
Mm-mm.
wind was ridiculous. And we had to go to a birthday party for my aunt, and um, people went outside for maybe 2 seconds to like do like the little smoke breaks or whatever, and then no one went outside after that. It was ridiculous. It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Yeah, because
You would be able to take.
we over here losing it in this 64 and 59 degree weather.
I
No.
feel like you might cry. Like if you just like walked out into like 15-degree weather, like wind chill is like below
Yes.
two, like 2 below 0. Like yeah, you might cry. I almost cried.
Oh yeah. Because I don't even know what those numbers mean.
Yeah,
That
no, they
is
were cool.
crazy.
They were cool.
Roy, thank you again so much for being a guest on the show. I definitely
Oh
appreciate
man,
it.
thank you.
Thank you for being open and honest and just sharing like what your life looks like, and what you're doing, because you're dope, bro. Like you over here making movies and you got your own clothing line. Like we in there.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you giving me the time to sort of put myself out there. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it, guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we friends for life. Like I'm be rocking with you.
Absolutely.
Um and I mean that, like I'm be rocking with you. I don't just bring you on and just let you go. Nah. You about to hear from me, bro.
That's good. That's good. I'm happy. You'll hear from me too. And whenever you need a guest, if you're like sort of strapped or whatever, I'll be happy to come back on and just you know.
For sure. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it because sometimes these guests they be they be doing some strange things. So I be needing some fillers real quick.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm gonna definitely keep you in mind for sure.
yeah. Thank you so much again.
Oh
Thank you
yeah, you're
for having me
welcome.
on.
Yeah, you're definitely welcome. Gabe gonna put you in the back and we're gonna end the show and we're gonna be out.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yo, I told y'all. Come on. Roy's dope, bro. He done taught me some things, all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that he done taught me some things. And I know he done taught y'all some things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for taking your time out for watching. Like I appreciate it. And I'm gonna say it every episode because I don't take it lightly. You feel me? All right, so let's get into the church announcements real quick. First one is if you have a disability or medical condition or you're an essential caregiver and you want to be a guest on the show, holla at me. I mean, y'all know how the guests run. All my guests are dope. And you could be on the show too, is all I'm saying. And I can interview you too, is all I'm saying. I want to hear your story. I love hearing stories and we can chat about it just on the live. You feel me? Also, next week, we live, same time, same place. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We live. Y'all know how my guests are. They about to be super dope. Tune in next Tuesday. Okay. 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 Tune in next Tuesday. Black writers matter. That's all I'm saying. They do. All right. So, at the end of this, I'm gonna be logging out, but y'all stay on. I'm gonna be on too, but y'all stay on. Watch the sponsors. Okay. Y'all watch the sponsors. I love y'all. We out. Gabe, you know what to do. Ooh, 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 ooh.